Hello and welcome. We start with the last round, I think, for the group for Pool A, and Zimbabwe is playing Vietnam. They are pretty much outranked on every board, but it looks like Vitalis was doing fine. It started here. It's Queen's Gambit. Oh, he plays this London system. But like I said, I think on the past few occasions here, I think Black even had Bishop F5. Oh no, Bishop F5 doesn't work here because the knight is on D2. So G6. If Black knows what he's doing, you're not going to get anything out of this opening, unfortunately. And already here, so there's an imbalance of material for beta pieces, and Black is doing fine here because of activity. So, and it recovers the pawn, and after knight G3, this is just, it's a hard position to play. It's not lost, but the moves for Black are definitely much easier to find than for White. And Black seems like he knows what he's doing here. So let's see the critical idea now for. So there's this threat of Bishop G4. So like players of this caliber, you expect them to see these kind of threats. It's not something we would think that he would not be able to see. And H5 is a dual purpose. In some cases, H4 becomes very important or critical. But I think the problem that White is trying to solve now is where, if I move the queen, where do I put it? Or if I move the rook, where do I put the rook? And it's not an easy decision. Because the queen could go to D3, the queen could go to, let's say, D5. And this is definitely wrong. Or you could move the rook instead. So he's burning up a lot of time also to make this decision. It's not an easy decision. I guess this is always the frustrating thing about chess. You wake up thinking, okay, I'm going to play my game. I'm going to dictate to my opponent what's going to happen. And then you get to the board and you're busy defending a pawn down or a worse position. Okay, so he chose queen D3. And queen D3 had the dual purpose of trying to exchange queens, which would help alleviate the defense. But now, Black just avoids it by moving his king out of the way to G7. Really, Black is in tune with this position and really understands all the nuances. It would be interesting to find if he's played this position before, because the way he's playing is quite inspired. And quickly too. He plays queen D8 anyway. Not so sure about this, because now he can exchange and play bishop C7, which would chase the rook away from the back rank anyway. He has two bishops, and those two bishops, it doesn't matter whether you leave the middle game, it's still going to be torture this ending. Hey, Yubo, welcome. How are you? Yubo, you can join me on the commentary if you are not busy. I can just send you a Zoom invite. So here, black starts with h4. I don't think this was really necessary. He didn't have to hurry with this decision, but maybe he wants to put his bishop on a much more prominent square. But I think bishop c7. Okay, this actually creates room for some mistakes. It's got some traps with it, I guess. So when he plays bishop c7, the rook might be attacking the knight in some cases. Again, he's not making it easy for white to just simply make moves. Very impressive play by black. Hey, Drum, how are you? Yes, send me your email, Yubo. That's the benefits of being a follower. You've been away for a while, Drum. So this is a genuine threat. You can't really play knight d4. You can, but he's going to follow up, I think, with bishop f4. And it's not a, again, not a pleasant position. So each move for white here has been very difficult to make, but knight d4 looks like a natural move. Most likely anyone will pick that move. I don't know about knight g1. There's the added advantage of preventing future h3s and so on, but it's very passive position. And most chess players don't like to settle on a passive position like that. Yuba, are you going to inbox me your email? All right. Are you on Discord? Obeg, how are you? Welcome. Okay, this is the last round, I think, of Pool A. Okay. Oh, the reason why I'm asking you if you're on Discord, I want to add you so that I can share the screen with you. Natural move, rook A, E8. Now, in this, white has to play quickly, but this position is not easy. So now bishop G3 with some mating ideas. White has got 1 minute, and whereas black has got 8 minutes. I think this is just going to come down to a question of who's got more. Who's got more time. When you're in time trouble and you still have to decide where to put this rook, when there's so many bishops cutting across the whole board, not easy. Angela says, I just love watching your links. Thank you, Angela. Really appreciate it. If you can benefit from it, absolutely. That's the point. Okay, so bishop e8, not such a great move. Because now rook e2, 7th rank. I thought he was going to really try. So, but what he does is not bad. Cuts off the knight. Knight has to find another way of getting into the game. It's not wrong at all. And these two bishops do restrict the rook a lot. The rook cannot become active. I'm going to fire Discord for you, Yubo. But I'm not an expert on Discord, so you need to let me know how I can invite you on Discord. Because if I'm not mistaken, you must be an expert on Discord. Yeah, black is simply dominating here. And one thing he's definitely managed to do is to deny the knight a central outpost. Okay, let me see if I can find that. You got Discord ID. Do I say add friend? How do I find you? Okay, so if you notice the way white is playing is most of the time he's trying to figure out how he can make his pieces active. and they are struggling 4 squares. Here he thinks he's trapped the white bishop, but you can't attack the bishop anyway. Besides, it can just come out anytime it wants to. This knight is going to be more of a problem than anything. These pawns restrict the knight and the king. So it's as if white is playing a king down and the knight down. And in the endgame, a king is a very active piece which you would like to keep active. And with 22 seconds on the clock, you're going to be making blunder after blunder here. Okay, let me try that. Okay, I've sent you is there any capitalization in your name, Hugo? Let me try the capital letter U. E. Or do I just send the number? I copied and pasted what you put in the chat and it didn't work. Advice. Yeah, that's what I did. Unless maybe there's spaces where there shouldn't be spaces. Try that. Try again. Okay, so imagine like now he's managed to exchange the only active piece, active bishop that white had, and now still the knight is quite heavily restricted. It can't go to c3, d4, f4, so it cannot become active. It can only go backwards, and he keeps it active. And here, actually, after bishop f2, the knight is lost because the rook has to move away from protecting the knight. So it's pretty much game over here. So he resigned. Let's see how the rest of the team is doing. Impala, really, Roy. So what's happening here? Pawns are even, pieces are even. Black has got a bishop, but the bishop is a bad bishop because the central pawn blocks it pretty much. And the black position, the king is a bit exposed. And he's got these weak pawns. It's about equal, but I think white's position is much easier to play. White has got his own problems. The backward E and the backward B, it's fairly balanced, but probably easier to play the white side here. So maybe ideas like queen c4, rook a2, b3, making sure everything is covered. Then the rook on a2 covers the e2 pawn. Maybe you bring the e rook to c5, putting pressure on the c pawn. These are potential ideas. It's black to play, and white has got 42 seconds. Black has got 1 minute and 50 seconds. So this, I think, is quite open. Remember, these guys have got a 5-second increment. Might sound like it's a lot, it's not much. In the larger scheme of things, this is just a drop in the ocean, because you can get stuck on a thought easily in these kind of positions. it's very easy to get stuck on a simple thought here. And he plays king h8, just unpinning the knight. This is like one of those moves which really does nothing in the position, but people like sending my ID. Let me, if I know what my ID is, let me find out. Let me see if I can find my ID. Okay. Let's see. There you go. You went, yeah, this question is, it's very hard for each side to make progress. That's really the challenge. I think they are playing more for time. And the moves are so fast that the app, I think, is finding it tough to actually keep up also. Welcome, Yubo. I think I saw you there. I've sent you an invite, Yubo. I'm going to share with you it's becoming a time scramble, and I think white is in trouble here because knight f4 check. Yeah, that was really, that's a mating attack. If you go king h4, queen h5 is mate, and yeah, this comes with check and still mate on g2. So see, just lacking some blitz skills cost black here, cost white, sorry, the game. Very nice, very impressive also. Just impressive blitz ability. It came down to the question of who could play well under time trouble, I think. And so it looks like Zimbabwe lost on board one. Let's see what happened here. So d4, d5. So you, when you're ready with your Zoom, let me know. Take, might be d2, c4. Looks like the Zoom players are really counting on the London system in their opening preparation, and they're not really getting a lot of joy with it, because already here white was in trouble. I mean, on move number 10 already, white was in trouble. And yeah, this just, if you meet a person who knows this opening, you're not getting any advantage. We might be able to get away with it here, in Africa, but a person who spends some time working on their chess, you're not going to get away with that. Okay, so d4. So this girl is very young. I think she's about 14 or 15. And take knight c5. Playing this Indian defense. This is I think one of the challenges with King's Indian players is most of them don't know what to do if their opponent does not play the main line, and this makes it very easy to get an advantage against them in slightly obscure lines. Like here, problem starts actually quite early here when you after knight c5, because I think that if you play the King's Indian and your opponent don't relieve the tension early, it's one of those easier mistakes to make. You must try to maintain the tension as much as possible. And here, the standard move is I think a5. You can play e4, but you need to know what you're doing. So if you go e4, knight d4, now knight c5 cannot be maintained there easily. Okay, good. What's your email, Yubo? Just send me your email so that I can invite you. Oh, I see you. I see your email, Yubo. Yes, for those waiting, the match for South Africa starts in about 30 minutes. Let's invite Yubo so that I'm not alone here. It's Mike. Okay, so what does he make a mistake on here? After knight takes d4, knight c5. Rook e1. So here, you're not supposed to run away with your knight from the center. You're supposed to play a5 and maintain this knight on c5 as much as possible, keeping the pressure on e4. It's very important to understand the importance of pressure in positions like this, because the more you keep your opponent tied up, the less he can do. But releasing the tension like this just makes it easy for him to do more. So now knight e6, knight c5 has wasted a lot of time. And yeah, it makes it easy for white to consolidate. And once he consolidates, it's going to be very hard for black, because here's the thing with dynamic positions: they're okay as long as things are not concrete. Like if like counterplay dies, you just have a bad position. Yubo.
Hi. So I'm not too sure why my video isn't exactly working. It says it's got video, but the camera isn't showing. Like it thinks Zoom thinks that it's getting video input, but my computer somehow isn't cooperating. So I need to do a little bit of investigating first.
Oh, okay. Do you think you need to restart your computer?
I shouldn't need to.
Oh, okay. Okay, do what you need to do.
It's probably.
I'm going to add your frame here. Okay, I shared the screen with you on what do you call it?
Discord.
Have you been following these games closely?
Not too much. No, I've kind of been a little bit busy with varsity work the last week or so, just because some of the modules are really picking up quite a bit. So
Okay.
I haven't spent time following chess, as sad as it is.
It's not said. Priorities.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, so basically Zimbabwe lost, I think, when you think about it, they lost 6-0. They didn't have a chance with this team. So I wonder what the, let's go to the, I wonder what it looks like right now. Yeah, that's a 6-0. It's very good for team composition without, resound without. Good pairings. Let's see. I'm curious on the standings, current stage, top division. Okay, so here Zimbabwe finished with 1.5 points, and it's at the bottom of the league. India wins that division together with China and Germany. So it means that they progress to the next stage because the top 3 teams progress. Everyone else falls behind. It's very tricky to find a system which works for everyone in terms of identifying, let's say, world champion for anything. So South Africa is going to start, let's see, they're at the bottom of their standing of their group. So they're in Pool B and they've got 5 points at least. There were some matches yesterday which I felt that South Africa should have won. You buy there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just quite puzzled with how this video isn't showing up at all.
Maybe you can restart your PC.
Okay, I'll have a look.
All right. Yeah, so South Africa is at the bottom, of course, and they did very well with Ukraine yesterday. I felt they could have even done better. And Ukraine is like second in the group. So far, Hungary, Ukraine, and Kazakh are poised to qualify. But let's not rule out Azerbaijan, Spain, even Netherlands. These are strong teams. This group actually has got a very, very strong team. I'm very surprised that France is pitching a very weak team in this competition. They definitely could do better. So let's wait for. We're waiting for the pairings for South Africa now. They should be in shortly. The players don't have a lot of time to prepare for their next round. I think some of the anti-cheating measures. One of the puzzling games from yesterday was Barish obviously beat Ivanchuk, but Ivanchuk resigned very early. I didn't understand.
Yeah, I messaged Daniel yesterday, and he responded saying like a little way into the match, Ivanchuk like disconnected for like 10 minutes, then he joined again and played a couple of moves, and then that was it. I think he was just down so much on time. So like credit to him for being honest and saying like, okay, it was connection issues rather than him actually beating him. But that's what I gathered.
Do you remember also yesterday that we had a shocking result when India played some team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So later on I found out that like the area where Hampi Koneru and Vidit are, electricity went off. So they lost on disconnection.
That's not great. Yeah. I had a friend in somewhere near George where during one of his exams last semester, like power goes off in the middle of the exam.
Are you serious?
And it wasn't like load shedding. It was like something like a tree fell onto a power line or something. So it wasn't like a scheduled one either.
That's funny.
Yeah.
There are certain things we always...
like something like a tree fell onto a power line or something.
Yeah, there are things we say like only in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pairing for South Africa is out. So let's see what's happening. So South Africa is playing Slovakia. Mabsela is playing Vtaknik. And Diabrio is playing Repkova. Shaliz is playing Movsesian. Rebecca Selkek is playing Maslikova. Banele is playing Sadi Samia. And Nina is playing Felkova. This promises to be entertaining. Who do we follow? Yubo.
Yeah.
Who do we follow?
I'm not too sure. For some reason, I've heard the name of Movesian or something before, at least. So that sounds like an interesting one, just because I've heard the name before.
Wilfred Leroy Stole says Leroy Impala, one of the kids who was playing for Zimbabwe, is a product of the Willentia School of Chess. And he says he needs to watch our analysis. That would be nice, yeah. No, you guys are doing a great job. Leroy, where is your school based? I think Willenita. Are you in Durban or... Sorry, Wilfred. I know you're on the academies group, but I wasn't sure where your school is based. And I've been seeing this kid for a while now. Oh, they're in Kwekwe, Zimbabwe. Ah, very nice. I think there's only like 3 people I know in Zimbabwe running very good schools of chess, and it's you, Admire, and John. That's so cool. Kweke is a small town in Zimbabwe, Yubo. Um, and
Yeah.
and the fact that they are producing players like that in that region of the country is amazing.
Yeah,
Because
it is encouraging.
yeah, the way Zimbabwe is set up, like when it comes to chess, it's almost like you know what it's like here, that in Durban, in Cape Town, in Joburg, it's where you get most of your players coming from. In Zimbabwe, it's like Harare and Bulawayo mainly. So if you get chess, chess kids popping up from different parts, it's very encouraging. Very encouraging indeed. So which game do you think we should watch? So there's quite a few promising ones. Nina Mare, Mango Banele, Rebecca Selkirk, Charlize Van
Wait,
Sant.
I don't know too much about any particular players to like want to follow a specific one. But I mean, wait, what website are you looking at the moment? So I
Which
can
one?
just get a better view. What website are you looking at the moment so I can get a better view?
Oh, I shared with you on
games there are? I can't quite.
Read it.
I can't quite see it. Yeah.
Okay, it's chess results. Chess results. You see the Olympiad is currently featured actually on chess results.
Cool. Where does it show the fixtures?
I guess whilst we wait, we can maybe show them. Whilst we wait for the stream to come through. What part of a improvement do you find challenging, Yubo?
So currently, I feel like it's like I think a lot of people get to this point. You can learn, let's say, a lot about individual principles, like develop king safe, different openings, but like it's learning to balance the principles. So like when one's more important than another, that I struggle a bit. I struggle a lot with.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to convince yourself, oh, play this because it does this, but if it's not following something that's important at that moment, then it's not very useful. It's like knowing very much, just knowing how to balance everything.
Yeah.
But also there's a certain stage once you've gotten introduced Like there's
So Ethan being
Okay,
the
I'm
lower
not-
rated player here is actually winning. Um, yeah, I know what you mean. Weighing what's more important of the different things that you know.
yeah.
Can be very difficult.
I'm gonna try and join Zoom from my browser instead of from the desktop app, and then I'm gonna see if that makes a difference.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Pro B should be out now. Okay, so the games will start in 10 minutes, so let's keep on the screen for a while.
I'm gonna leave now and I'll just see what happens.
Right. Okay, so just waiting for the live broadcast to come through. As soon as it does, we're there. Sure. No problem, Yubo. Let me send it to you again. Right. I've sent it to you, Yubo. The position on the board is an interesting one to play. White is usually trying to get in the plan of f3, e4. And I think black is in trouble here. Now bishop takes f5. Oh, it's a bishop f5 actually. Okay, so he just wants to play this plan of e4. can't play it now. We have to play knight e5, I guess. Very intent on pushing this e4 idea. Yeah. And then if you can get e4, e5 in this position, you're fine. Ooh, you have to play. He's threatening knight f4, and it is decisive. Now pawn on e4 falls. Black is just much better after this. Yep. G3 check. Knight g5. Oh, there is Michael.
Hi, yeah, I still can't get the
No pressure.
I can't get it to work, at least not immediately. I might be a bit quiet if I'm just trying to figure stuff out.
It's okay, no worries. White at least is a perpetual in this position, and black cannot avoid it. Oh, he doesn't want a perpetual. Simply winning the queen. Oh. Impressive. It always amazes me watching players who can play fast and accurate. Okay, good. I think we are almost let's see, this was Pro A, so now we're going into Pro B. So this should be available shortly. Not yet in. Maybe since a Barish won, we could follow Barish.
That sounds like a good idea.
Could because we didn't really follow his games yesterday also.
It was a relatively interesting opening that they played yesterday anyways.
Yeah. Daniel likes F3 systems, and especially, yeah, I think he plays F3 across a lot of D4 Indian systems, like against you try to play it against the Nimzo, you try to play it against the Grunfeld, you try to play it against, he plays the Samish, for instance, you know?
Yeah. For a moment, I had the Kmoch variation of the Nimzo as part of my repertoire, but I kind of got fed up with it after a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about openings is that you get you easily get fed up with them.
Yeah.
Like I know for certain, like I get easy. It's so easy for me. Like during this lockdown, I actually learned a new complete opening repertoire, which I'm not. And after a while, actually got bored with it and moved on. Were you serious of that day that it was your brother who was playing with Chopin?
Me?
Yeah.
Or was it? No. My brother doesn't touch chess at all. It's quite sad.
It was Kone. So it was Kone.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so the games should be now on. Let's keep refreshing the page. Someone is sleeping out there at FIDE. Okay, whilst we wait for them, let's have a look at what is the rating difference. So Technique is 24.99, Mabusela is 22.97, so that's what, 100 points between them.
They've been worse odds, I guess.
Diablo is 20.66 and 23.58. That's how many points? 300 points or so.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the chat results page.
Charlize 1686 versus 22. That's a good 500 points. Celtic 1800 to 22. That's another 400 points. Mango 2035. That's 300 points. And Nina and her opponent also maybe another 250 points or so. Not bad. So let's go back. What's happening today? wonder why they've got a delayed. It's more than usual, right? The game should have started.
Yeah.
Unless they're experiencing load shedding.
Possibly.
No, highly unlikely. You know, in the 80s, chess events and stuff like that, like, like live tournaments would be shown on TVs in South Africa.
What's that? I'd love to watch some chess on the TV.
They had big sponsors for chess. For, like, I think one was a liquor company or liquor brand. And I forget the name. I think I have one of the notations from that company at the time. What's happening today? I mean, they should have actually given us the games already. Let's check something here. Where are they? I wonder. Let's see. One active. So this is finished for sure. Will be. They haven't put the games here. Let's check something. Because might be chess bomb just not working. You see, that's pool B, round 6. They don't have round 7. For some reason there was a delay, or there is a delay. But we don't have a reason why is that delay. Oh, it It would be fascinating if they gave us the round only when it was over.
That'd be a bit frustrating.
Yeah. But I know why they are doing it. Probably some sort of financial arrangement with chess.com. Yep. Still no round 7. What are these guys doing? Okay, I'll monitor this here, this way. Hey, this, how are you? You should recover quickly because he's back on Monday to play more. He was saying to me that we had one of the older chess player visitors the other day. His name is Greg Baker, and they played against each other. He really enjoyed playing against someone in person because I think he hasn't died. Besides me, he hasn't played someone over the board, so he was very happy that when Greg came and he could play on. And he said to me after Greg had gone that, can I organize some more players for him to play with over the board? So I'm going to try and do that for him. Hey, well done, Obek. I'm glad that your blitz is improving because you play blitz pretty much on your intuition, so it means you must be learning something. Yeah, over the board is a completely different experience. I agree. You cannot actually compare the two. I'm not sure what's happening with the delay on broadcast for the Olympiad. Do you read books, Yubo? Chess books?
Oh yeah, I try to when I can. I've got a couple. I've only got 3 like physical chess books. One's a big thick opening book, but it's not very detailed. It's like an overview of all of them. Then I've got My System as a classic, and then I've got like a very thin endgame book, and it kind of represents how my like chess book or chess reading is distributed. Yeah, I haven't read any chess books at least in a while.
Which one is your favorite of the books that you
have? I have to say that by the time I got to My System, I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos. I'd learned a lot of stuff from elsewhere. So My System, even though it's a nice book, I wasn't at the point where I'd learn as much as a complete beginner from it. So I have to say it's Fundamental Chess Openings by Paul van der Sterren.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. So we've got Banele's game, at least. It's the only game which is showing, so maybe there's some technical issues, but let's follow that in the meantime. So Banele is playing black, and he's playing against this system. Now, the point with this system is that the more pieces you exchange, the better it becomes for black, because initially black is quite cramped, and the space advantage that white usually gets neutralized and is turned into weaknesses. Of course, black has to worry about the backward E pawn. If he does get rid of it, he has to worry about the isolated D pawn. And if he manages to get to an endgame, that isolated pawn becomes an asset. So one thing I did notice with Banele is that he is not one to play quiet positions. I think they give him a problem.
Yeah, I also kind of struggle with those a little bit more. Like once you're done improving everything, if there's no like clear plan, it becomes quite difficult. So sometimes, even if the opening might give your opponent more chances, as long as there's something you can do.
Yeah, like for instance, like I would never play Rook F7, for instance, in a position like this. He feels it's necessary, and I'm not sure if it's to pile pieces on the F file, but Rook F8 was the natural move in this position, right? So Rook F8 to try and protect and push E5 at the right moment would have been the right way to play. Hades says the problem with chess books for me is that the books are scanned so badly that I can't see the pieces half the time. Yeah. Nah. Very loud. I wonder how I'll try to, I think it's alerts, so we can reduce the volume of the alerts. Okay, we'll only know when someone else does something again. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I also believe that I like physical books, so I've got a huge library of chess books. I have a insanely huge, difficult to justify library of chess books. Every time I have to make an excuse for buying another one. I can need a chess book, so not on my list at the moment. Was that very loud again, Hades? Okay, so here A3 is too loud. Okay. I'm afraid I might. Not sure. All right. If it keeps on being disturbing, let me know. We might be able to disable it completely. It just helps me not miss people who either follow, subscribe, or thank us or something like that. It helps. So Banele has got 7 minutes. His opponent has got 13 minutes, which is usually not like Banele to take a lot of time. But he has to find good waiting moves in this position. And the simple natural one is maybe Rook F7. Thank you, Drawing Dead. Welcome to the stream. So rook f7, threatening e5, maybe. If so, the idea behind this, it's not too loud. Okay, good. Thank you so much. If you can stay with the isolated pawn but exchange the rooks, then there's no way your pawn can be put under pressure. Of course, a6, very important, just prevents queen b5, which would put pressure on the b pawn and the queen side. Drawing Dead, welcome. Where are you from, Drawing Dead? a6. So this push, it's almost like they're passing. Drawing Dead was me. Oh, alternative account. Oh, thank you.
Another follower is another follower.
Yes. h4, queen f4. Yeah, Banele will always look for active moves like this. Maybe putting pressure on the, saying, take my weak e pawn, I'll take your d pawn. Let's swap like that. Yeah, moves like this. This probably is the wrong thing to do for white, right? Because now you have some real weaknesses around the king, and he's got a safe position for that queen on g4.
Yeah, it was quite a strange, or like not a too usual position. Just before h4, like after a6, they were kind of just like every single piece bar the kings was kind of just focused on e5, and they could have just sat there for a while, I guess.
Obek says you're like me with PC games. I have so many PC games. I always collect freebies on offer. I don't know. I can safely say I play two games. I play a game called Cash Flow, which I really enjoy, and chess. Check Rebecca's game. Okay, let's see. Hey, Chopin, how are you? Oh, they're now all available now. So where is Rebecca's game? Let's see. So kick. Okay, take, yeah. Huh? Okay. So she sacked here, which makes sense with the idea of queen h5. Oh, chess books. Yeah, no, I'm terrible with on chess books. Makes it very hard. Queen here. Look at h4. Oh, I think black must have after queen g4. Why didn't he just take the knight? Queen takes knight, king takes queen, e5 check, bishop takes. Rebecca winning the king of the hill. That's true. But here the opponent missed queen takes knight, king takes queen, e5 check, king moves, and then bishop takes queen, and white is just lost. But after rook h6, this is a mistake. Ooh, Rebecca misses also. Wow. Queen g5 makes sense, and now rook e5. Was this the best that she could do? You're following my board, right, Yubo?
Yeah. I'm also.
Pawn takes on d6.
Let's see.
I definitely would have thought that maybe on move 31 here. Yeah, not ed6. It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, I would have thought that Queen f6 looks a little bit more tempting, but it's maybe not too helpful either.
Yeah, shit, Queen f6. Yeah, I'm thinking Queen f6. Oh, Bishop c4 check. Oh, she can't play Bishop c4 check. She has to play Queen f6. Okay, anyway, the game has gone forward a lot. Let's move with them. They're making a lot of blunders.
Yeah, that happens in time scrambles, I guess. Wait, how much increment do they get per move?
5 seconds.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, this is very good for white now. The endgame. Just the bishop is too passive. Now you can go rook check. Yes, I do review games for viewers, Hades. So if you've got games to review, you can put them forward and we can look at them. We'll critique them. And here, after King f6. Oh, rook f7 is mate. Did she miss that? What? Oh, then she plays bishop c4, sorry. It goes g5. Oh, man. Rebecca is winning. This is amazing. But it was a bit up down game. But a point is a point.
Yeah. I'm wondering what. Wait, are we playing Slovakia and Slikova? At 2200.
Yes, that's very impressive. Oh, well done. Beautiful.
Yo, that's like a 430 point rating difference.
That's impressive. Wow.
Yeah, flip.
Oh, Vanille lost a pawn in exchange, but he managed to get these two central pawns with a knight. So white does.
This looks quite nice.
Yeah. White does have a slight advantage though, but
yeah,
it's not much. Let's look at the other boards quickly. So Mabusela technique. Yeah, there's no way black can win, right? So Mabusela was actually in a winning position. Let's see. It's been very solid, I must say.
Yeah. Wait. Also, like a 200 rating points difference, which is like rating isn't everything, but it's still it's quite.
It is a factor, right?
Quite useful. Yeah.
So he just got a very good pawn structure. He's clearly winning, and also, you know, there's winning against grandmasters and there's winning against grandmasters like technique. It's like a legend, you know what I'm saying? So, and also like a
Yeah.
theoretician. It's a person who really knows what he's talking about when it comes to chess.
Yeah.
Yes, apparently, and this is from Barish himself. Chucky lost connection and then came back with a few minutes left and made a few moves and resigned. Okay, so Mabusela draws. That's quite nice. It's a good result. Chopin is the bearer of good news today. And it looks like Diabrio won. Oh, it's not over yet. The match is not over yet. So let's see. South Africa is doing very well actually against this team today. Ooh. Check. Speculated too much, I think. Just, wow, well done. So Diabrio won. Mabusela drew. Selkirk won. So that's 2.5 so far, right? Banel is not done yet. Let's look at Charlize. Charlize lost. Let's see how she lost. She's playing black. Yes, Selkirk won. How did White lose this? Isn't White just winning here?
But White did win this, huh?
Oh yeah, wait. She's playing black. She's also attempting King of the Hill, I think. Okay, fair enough. So we've got Nina Mare Banele still playing. Okay, Nina, we haven't looked at her game, but okay, she's in trouble. Only because of the initiative, I think.
Yeah.
If she could avoid checks with the moves, she would be fine. But I think you are forced. You're going to be mated by force here. Yes, to play, she has to find King B8. Can she find King B8? She's got how many seconds? 8 seconds. King B8 is the only move. Yeah, she finds it. It's a draw, I think, by Perpetua with correct play, but queen positions are not easy to play. So now something like King A7, right? Ooh, this was not good.
I think that's, yeah. There we go.
She got mated. So Queen A6 check, King b6, queen b6 check. Yeah, now I get mated now. King a8 was just terrible. I mean, it's so.
Yeah.
King a7 was the only move which didn't. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
it's a bit tough in time pressure, but still, it's a
yeah.
simplified position at least.
Yeah. Let's see how Banele is doing here.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit on move 40 after rook a2. My first instinct would be to trade rooks immediately, almost.
For black.
Yeah, or at least like rook c3, but rook. Okay, I'm not. I know it's a little bit. It feels a little bit strange not being as strong or higher rated a player as like suggesting or criticizing, but I'd like it.
No. Listen, when you see a point, you see a point. It could be wrong, it could be right. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, like rejecting the trade of rooks, fine, but like, okay, I guess if you go rook c3 instead of rook b3 on move, on move 40, he's still going to challenge on the open file anyways, and then just both of his rooks are kind of well placed. So maybe exchanging and then going knight d6 first I would have preferred, if I can suggest that. But now I'm not. Okay,
I don't understand this move rook c6.
See. Okay, there we go.
Just keep on removing the pawns.
Yeah.
It is tough, I understand.
Yeah.
Kaskin, how are you? It's Yubo. Yubo is speaking.
Yeah, my computer, for some reason, it's got some privacy setting on it that I haven't been able to figure out, that doesn't allow the camera to be accessed by Zoom. It's specifically Zoom that it doesn't like.
You know what you can do, Yubo? Just send me a picture, actually, so that they can see who's speaking.
I don't know. I'll try, but I can imagine I'm just going to be chuckling to myself the whole time, seeing us still.
I think Banele is in trouble here.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go.
Something I observed yesterday with the international players is that when it comes to technical positions, they are very strong. You see, the problem with rook a6 for black is that it comes with two threats. He wants to play rook g7 check and roll the king backwards, right? At the same time, he's attacking the a pawn, like one of your few hopes. So this game is probably lost. So this will be what, 3.5, 2.5 for South Africa, against South Africa. But they've really tried. Nice game by Mabusela. That was a good game. Hades is saying go to Windows settings, click on privacy, camera under app permissions. I don't know if you see those instructions.
No, I did do that, and Zoom is permitted on that, but it still doesn't show in Zoom. It's very annoying.
Yeah, but Nelly resigned. So South Africa did very well, I must say, against Slovakia. So That's 1.5, 2.5, 2.5 on Rebecca, right? Yeah, and then everyone else lost. Very nice.
I'm going to go into Lichess quickly and see what Stockfish thinks of
Which game?
With Banele. So yeah, Stockfish does suggest rook 8, like trading rooks instead of. But that's like saying Stockfish says this doesn't mean as much if you can't explain it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He says, can you try running Zoom with admin privileges? But he's even trying on your own browser, right?
It doesn't actually let me run it in the browser, so it's possible. Okay, I'll try run it with admin and see if that works.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to leave the call quickly just to.
It's okay.
Do that.
You can use the same link.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so 6. Let's see what FIDE chess results. It was not a bad result for South Africa, I think. 3.5, 2.5. It's a loss, but very nice try. Mabusela has been very consistent with his play, even yesterday, and very nice win from Diabrio. And then a Selkirk really big upset. It's a difference of almost 450. And then Banele, it was equal, but he never really had chances. Nina, yeah, she struggled in the game. It was a bit wild. Charlize also. Charlize actually was the one who had the wild game. Oh, that's Yubo. But a good show. They really put up a fight as a team. So Ukraine beat Netherlands 4.5, 1.5. Hey, Korobov beat Yubo.
Yeah.
Okay, we do not see you, but.
Yeah, no, when I click start video, it says failed to find or failed to start using camera. Select another video camera in settings, but yeah, I think it's probably going to take too much time if I'm going to spend all my time just looking for how to get a camera to be recognized.
Okay, so here Giri lost to Korobov, and Van Forester drew. Everyone drew there, and then Kazakhstan and Hungary. Hungary won by a small margin, just like in the South African game, 3.5, 2.5. Azerbaijan beat Spain, which is very important in the rankings, because remember, in round 6, what did we have? Yeah, in round. Okay, let's go here. There was something. Azerbaijan needs to really pull up success today to. Let's see.
I was a bit surprised for Spain seeing Alexei Shirov playing for Spain.
Yeah, he's always played for Spain, right?
I for some reason I never put that name into Spain for some reason.
And you find someone like, yeah, you have to move. It's about moving federations. He's from Latvia, but he doesn't play for Latvia.
Okay. Yeah.
There's some rules around it. Like, for instance, Caruana, I think, had to do that for the US. Yeah.
Well, also with Dominguez Perez, I guess, for the US.
Who? Caruana?
No. Lenia Dominguez Perez moved from Cuba to
Yes.
US.
Yeah, stuff like that. All right. So we are looking at the standings before, right? So, actually, this has been updated, I think, because Azerbaijan was not in the prize, was not in the top 3, and now Azerbaijan is there, and they have to really keep on winning. Yeah, Kajakin is from Ukraine, and he's moved to Russia now. That's some heavy politics though around that.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so Hungary won. I wonder where that puts Hungary. Hungary is, they're leading. And Hungary is not even using its top players.
Yeah.
Imagine if they have the Pogas there and they have Leko there. It's a dangerous team. Azerbaijan is really using some of its top players on board 1, 2, 3. The top ones, Rajabov, Mamedyarov, and Mamedov. These are really strong grandmasters, and they are also holding their own at the bottom. Norway and France really weak. I don't even know why France is not using any of their top players. They've got Pelletier, they've got Vachela Graf.
Is Vachela Graf?
Yeah,
is he not playing?
He's not playing. I haven't seen him.
I mean, if he's missing out on the candidates, this is the least he could. He'd probably be quite enthusiastic to play something like this, at least.
Yeah, but okay, so I think this doesn't pay also, so it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the round 8 pairings are out, and Netherlands is playing France. That should be a walkover for Netherlands. Azerbaijan is playing Norway. Again, that's a walkover for Azerbaijan. But the most exciting match, I think, is going to be Hungary. Spain, that's a tough match. And then South Africa, Kenny is playing board 1. Dabro playing board 2. Jesse February is playing board 3. Rebecca Selkirk is playing board 4. Keith Kumalo board 5. And Sonia Modi board 6. I think we can watch Keith's game. We are severely outranked on all boards. Oh, except Kenny's board, it's alright. It's like 50 points below. It ends today, the round.
Also, board 6 isn't too far off. It's like within 150.
Yeah. And board 2 is like 400 points away. Board 3, 500 points away. Board 4, 400 points away. Keith is like 500 points away. But Keith is an interesting player to watch, so I think we can have a look at his game.
What do you think of the idea of FIDE having a separate rating for online chess?
Yeah, I think
Like
that's the way to go.
like it's it's probably a bit more admin with just adding in another rating category, but
if they want to stay relevant and have a growing community, I think that's just part of the way. If you just have people who are qualified to manage that, do it. It's, it's you can't stop doing that because it's uncomfortable, unfortunately. It's not enough of a reason.
Yeah.
Because under the circumstances, the whole world came to a standstill, right? And and they were the only ones who could actually do stuff. So
yeah. Also, I think you mentioned it in a previous stream how it's quite tough for at least like Africa in general to get like the FIDE tournaments are held a lot less around here. So
yes,
being able to play at least in some sort of formalized FIDE tournament through the internet would work quite well. Yeah, and also if you have to enter with something like a FIDE ID at least, then it kind of they'd have to have some sort of implement some sort of rules for cheating, as with any online game really. But like, okay, if you get caught cheating, you'd get banned or something along those lines, and then I think that could work quite well.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And the thing that most people fight against, think, is if you try to say let's combine the online playing with the rating over the board. That's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's going to tempt kids to look for assistance.
Yeah. I will admit I have done that once, but that was after playing. There's a bot account on Leechess, and I got very frustrated, even though it was playing against the computer. I got frustrated enough, and once I ended up using the computer just to get one back over it. But that was, I'm at least it wasn't against an actual person, but it certainly crossed my mind, especially when I was newer to chess.
Yeah. And like people make mistakes, like kids will make mistakes when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll try it. It doesn't make them bad kids.
Yeah, it's almost a sense of testing stuff out, like, what happens if I do this?
Mm-hmm. The thing with do you know what? Hosting FIDE events, it's not impossible. But it's the working of it in foreign currency and.
Oh, they're so insistent with that. That's.
Are you familiar with the PogChamps format?
Not necessarily the format. Like I keep an eye on it here and there because like some of the streamers are actually shockingly close to my level, and I'm like, whoa. At least
Really?
the better ones of them are. Yeah.
Which one is
I'm
better?
a bit better than. Voyboy is by far the best one, but he played a bit when he was a kid as well. So
What is
there
it?
are one or two people who. Voyboy. He plays League of Legends most of the time though, so like he very rarely plays chess, but he's about 1500 to 1600 on chess.com, which is for someone who plays another game professionally is actually quite impressive.
Okay. Who won it the last time?
Voyboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then then the other guy who's really good is Hutch, but Hutch has got like quite a few chess videos on his channel, getting GMs to give him lessons, and that's outside of the PogChamps content. So he's also put quite a bit of time into it. So yeah, they're two who quite a bit better than the rest.
Lady says PogChamps 2 is some good players.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who the new players are and how good they are, but I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Thank you, Agelas. I do think that sometimes having a grandmaster coach you can be a problem also.
Yeah, at least if they're not familiar with coaching.
Because I don't know if you noticed that the mistakes that they make are more like about dropping pieces.
Yeah.
The moves that this guy was playing Black Finds are, are not normal. He understands
What's his rating there?
He understands
25.
this position very well.
Yeah.
Queen takes f4. And now, you know what he's doing? He's not rushing in white's time trouble.
White's struggling here a bit. Do you know what website they're playing the Olympiad on?
They haven't announced. They don't even want anyone to know.
I'm sure it'd be easy enough to find. Like if you.
Hey, do you have the schedule for the PogChamps too? He was bound to lose. Okay, so I think we go online shortly. Oh, Dash is in Dash just recently came through to Cape Town. Obek, he's moved to Cape Town, and he's just settling in.
Ah. Wait, Leechess says that he's online, but does he like permanently have his phone on Leechess?
He's probably playing online, but his stuff is not yet set up properly for him to come on stream. Oh, thanks for that information on the PogChamps, Hades. Okay, let's check if we've been sent the link. Oh, the reason why they are being secretive over the whole platform where the players are playing is because of anti-cheating rules. They've discovered there's no bridge players are not willing to cross for a win. So
yeah. But I mean, there's no, like, you could probably just have a video call open in the background where you're sharing a screen with someone and they're considered another room, and you don't need to even have the website. Like,
yes, exactly.
Making it difficult to find the website, it doesn't, like, if you're really, really determined, there's no way to stop it.
Exactly. They have cameras focused on the players during the whole game.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure how effective that is being.
Yeah, I guess it helps, but they can't really see your screen and everything that's running on the computer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can see that. Entlazeni started their over the board tournaments yesterday, which is quite nice. We are organizing a tournament for Porus, and I was thinking if we got the best players at Stellenbosch and the best players at Porus and did a FIDE tournament, that would be nice.
Oh, just the thought of a FIDE tournament.
Yeah, since we can only manage small numbers, probably like 12 players, and mix it with some players who we can get from ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the early stages of this FIDE tournament, there was 3 guys caught cheating. Yubo, carry on with the chat. In the meantime, I'm coming down.
Oh, yeah, the games was starting to show up on the website.
Oh, good. We've got the feed. We said we'll start with Kit's game, right?
Yeah.
And he's playing white.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's playing white, so let's go here so that you guys have got a good board. So it's d4, d5 here. So it's what do you call it?
Let's see. A Swedish variation of the Tarash.
Tarash, yeah. But I don't like the way white has played it, but Kit obviously excels. No, I don't think so. I know they are playing on chess.com, but I know that they are hiding the chess.com can create private portals for you to play and people will not know. So that's what's happening here. So yeah. They're definitely playing on chess.com. They do it. If you organize a private tournament, they'll do something, and only the people who are active in that activity will be able to see the boards. Thank you, Reg, for liking the stream. Okay, so Queen b6 is putting pressure on b2. Yes, definitely, it's an effort to stop the to curb the cheating. Let's not say stop, because whoever wants to cheat will find a way to. Okay, now knight a5, knight a4 it's one of those moves that you make, but you know it's wrong, but you make them anyway. Knight a4 neglects e4. Queen c2 was a simple move that white could have made, and it keeps the position moving forward, right?
Yeah. Can we have a look at Rebecca's game quickly? Because it's gotten quite interesting. I think she sacked a piece, and now there's quite an interesting attack going on.
Okay. Where is Celtic? There she is. She's playing black.
After... Yeah.
So d4. Okay, and this is theory. Check. She wants to go knight g3 check, right?
Is this theory up until what point is theory?
It's theory up to knight g6, h6, take on d5. I don't think it's a main line, or it's a take on d5. This just makes it easy for black. e4, in c7, e5. Okay, I mean, let me not start like that. Let me say, taking on e5, I have to have a strong justification that there is 3 pieces I can put on in the attack on the king side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now I don't. So taking on e5 is just a speculative attack. Check, yeah. So now you have 3 pieces which can participate, but there's one defender, which is the bishop on e2. So without calculating, I know that this attack won't work theoretically, right?
Yeah.
So my question was, can you try queen e5? Isn't it the most direct and best move? Recovering a pawn in the process at the same time introducing the queen as an attacking piece?
Yeah. Of queen e5, f4, I'm thinking. Like, fine, you get a pawn back, but I'm wondering, I also agree with you that maybe the attack doesn't work, but yeah.
Yeah.
F4 seems to stop everything.
She takes on e5. Okay, Hades, thank you so much for joining. We are always welcome. Thank you for the support always. So now f4, and this is the problem, right? Once you start playing moves like this, it fizzles out. Always play this.
Exchange of queens happening, and that's tough to recover from.
When we look at these ideas, theoretically, they seem far-fetched, and maybe you can easily think like, oh, maybe it's not relevant, but a lot of times that way of thinking saved me from making rash decisions like that.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps to have some sort of non-calculating
methods
part
to
of
evaluate.
it. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Kate. So what happened here? And the funny thing, you know, like I know players who will tell you game after game that, well, I thought it would work. I know that, but I thought it would work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's kind of like, okay, well, you kind of have to go on what you judge. So it's a strange way of like saying it. Obviously, like it kind of goes without saying that every move you play, you think is the best move.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't, it's what you think. So saying you thought it'd work is kind of like, okay, well, that's already, like, by playing the move, that's already been stated, let's say.
There is a story of a Zimbabwean player years ago who got an invitation to go and play, to go and get training overseas in Russia, I think. Just like a scholarship for chess, sort of. Anyway, he got there, they started training. So you can imagine, like, if you've been playing up to, like, say, 25 years or 24 years, and you've obviously accumulated a lot of bad habits that hold you back. But you don't know these bad habits because that's kind of the way you play. You don't think of them as such.
Yeah.
So when they got there, they realized that he had these bad habits, so they worked out things to get him out of those habits. And he wasn't getting good results like he used to, you know, with the bad habits, with the new good habits. But of course, these trainers knew that the more you practice, in the long run, things will start changing. Anyway, he didn't understand this. So he did it for a tournament, went and got bad results. Went again, got bad results. He went again, got bad results. And on another tournament, he decided to switch and do what he used to do. Then he got good results. You understand?
Yeah.
And he came back from that tournament thinking that these guys don't know what they're talking about. So he came back and he left the school. And he came back to Africa. But he never improved again.
Yeah, that's a shame.
No. So it's interesting. If considering that these schools or these branches or people have been producing good players for years, there, I think, coming back to why I'm talking about it, whenever I hear those players who say, well, I knew about it, but I thought this would work. They remind me a lot of that player who, like, in training he'll be told to do A, B, C, D, and he would know about it, but he wouldn't do it by choice. And that's where sometimes chess can be very brutal as a game, because your discipline will also limit your growth. Here, Keith obviously in Samek, he wants to push G5, right? But he always has this weakness on E3. He would like to push E4, but this results in another weakness on D4. But there's other things here happening. So if you play E4, pawn takes, knight takes, you don't have time to take on D4. So in other words, if E4 is played, there's no time to right?
Okay.
Thank you, Karim, for following. Yeah, you're intending to go G5, not immediately, with a continuing initiative. I think white is best advised to actually stay away from. And you don't have time to play bishop D5, because now knight F6 check, the rook on E8 is hanging. Initiative. I think white is best advised to actually stay away from. And you don't have time to play bishop D5, because now knight F6 check, the rook on E8 is hanging. And with continuing multiple threats. So now the question is, will he find E4? No, he didn't.
King H1 seems a bit strange. Like,
I know why he's playing King H1. In some cases, being on G1, there's a lot of checks, potentially.
Yeah, but I'm still struggling to. I still struggle to find that, like, see any of those checks, even when I go looking for them.
Later on, let's say, for instance, if he had played E4 with the king on G1, right? And after E takes D4, knight takes D4, black goes queen B6. He's already threatening D4 with check, you see? So that in a tempo-based game like this would be a big inconvenience for white in attacking. Also,
Yeah.
white is evaluating this attack, right? This attack. There was some quick moves here. A5 and A4. A4 was really not necessary.
Mm.
Now black has got 2 minutes, white has got 4 minutes. This is really kids' territory. Taking on A4 is stupid. It's like, where's that pawn going? Nowhere. Afterwards. And Keith immediately finds bishop d1. He's threatening bishop a4.
Well, this is a nice looking move.
Yeah, it's very strong. Even if you go queen b7, it's taking on a4 and it's still a skewer. I mean, there's 3 pieces in that line.
It's a proper skewer.
Yeah. Things are falling apart for black. This would be a big upset.
Mm. Oh, jeez. Flip it. That's nearly a 5... No, that's a 500 points. No.
Yes, it's 500 points.
Yes, 500 points.
Yep.
What? Well, like, okay. Swearing, but... this...
And now if you look, bishop d6 coming up. There's so many moves that white could play, but bishop d6 is good because you could potentially use that bishop to protect the pawn on on b2. It's not a bad move. The problem with black's position is he doesn't have counterplay also.
Yeah.
Can you go? Yeah. Pawn takes, you take with what? With the rook, right? But he probably wants to take with the queen.
Yeah.
Keith is very sharp tactically. Queen d7, rook f e2. Just using that pin. Ooh, this is a bit different than what I expected. Must be something wrong with this. But you can just go rook e3. And the exchange is the last thing you want, so... He played the most natural looking move. Now he's threatening take on d5 followed by bishop d5. So what? You have to get the rook out of the way. Rook f4. This is the problem with these positions. Sometimes they suddenly become very difficult, especially when you've just won material.
Yeah. Now this king h1 is coming back to bite him a bit, although it's like every move will have its upsides and downsides, but right here it's not
working for him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go queen a7 so that when he takes on c3 he's got this passed a pawn. But he wants to go to b6. You get the king out of the way. King h2. Right, he wants to get out of this diagonal.
Mm.
Black has got 1 minute on the clock. He's got the west position, he's got the west time. But it seems that Kit's moves are also quite hard to find here.
Bishop takes c3 being threatened, so he just needs to move the queen somewhere, I guess. Or move the king.
King h2. Or maybe queen f3.
Mm.
Now the natural looking moves are not great here. Like this move is normal, you're defending, but then your position is becoming passive. Those rooks are not so well placed. Like I would worry about a move like bishop d6 in some cases. But okay, the knight keeps protecting d5 in that case. It was a4. Now knight e4. With the threat again of knight f6 check if you take on d4. Okay, he gets this king out of that diagonal. Maybe this is not the greatest move. Yo, it's this person can cause problems for white. Over the board. This is not an easy move to meet. You have to play rook f3. This is
and then he's gonna try and take. He's gonna try and take on a3 with tempo or something, and then after the bishop moves somewhere, that might play knight c5. Yeah,
but then he takes with check and loses the c pawn.
Oh no, the bishop's attacking the rook now. Okay, that missed that.
Yeah, but I think he's got no choice. He has to play it like this.
Yeah.
Man, he just went from winning position to now about equal.
Yeah.
Can he take on a3 and allow g5, or will he play something like rook e8? Yeah, that's a natural move. I don't like this knight e6. And now if black goes rook c8, just behind his passed pawn. Yeah, he's strong, eh?
Well, I mean, he has like 2400, so it's not to be unexpected, but still.
That was a blunder.
Oh, I just missed the rook. Shame.
Oh man. Why? Like, if you play him, you won't play
That's
like
tough.
This. Oh, that's. You have no idea how many games I've looked at which have gone like this. It's frustrating. Oh, it looks like Rebecca is winning.
Let's see. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Rebecca is winning again. Wow. This is a huge upset. Isn't she like 500 points also down? Or 450 or something like that?
Yeah, 471.
Yeah. What happened here? Oh yeah, that's fine. This should still work. Because you can by force take the A pawn, right?
Mm. Yeah, there should be 3.
Very nice, yeah. They're doing okay. They're doing okay. There are some players who really have been outstanding, I think. Rebecca has been one of them today, and Mabusela and Charlize. My Blitz boys have been very disappointing, I must say. I got the feeling that Rebecca might be making it a bit difficult for herself. She just messed up, man. This is an easy position to play, and here, this bishop e3 was alright, bishop g5 was fine. But after this, you don't have to rush with this pawn. And now she goes like this, allowing the exchange of pawns. And man, she just gave away the game. And it's not like she was in tremendous time trouble. She was fine.
Yeah.
Oh. So what's happening here? Jesse lost. Gabriel lost. Keith lost. Rebecca drew. Sonia Modi lost. Kenny Solomon drew. That's quite impressive. Let's have a look at this game. Rebecca was supposed to win, but it's a basic ending. It's like a risk-free attack for white. Okay, I agree to a draw. This was a complicated game. Okay. So this was how many? It was only Rebecca drew, right?
I think so. Becca and Kenny, I guess.
Yeah, oh yes, and Kenya. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So Netherlands, yeah, Netherlands won 1.5 over France, and Azerbaijan won 5.5 to Norway. Hungary lost to Spain. That's a huge upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Hungary was doing fine. So they lost there. And then South Africa lost 5-1 to Kazakhstan. That was expected. Ukraine won 3.5. Okay, some games are still in play. In the Ukraine game. This hasn't been updated yet, but we'll soon see. Wow, that is scary. Let's check out what's happening in those games that are still outstanding. So it's these two games that are still outstanding. And they're both in time trouble. But Black is winning. It's got better chances. And those rooks are passive, it doesn't help. Hey, rook g1, what do you do? Rook g1 was stronger. Looks like Ukraine will lose this match or this game.
Yeah, it's quite tough.
Now rook g1 is mate. Yep, he resigned here.
Rushing a bit.
And then there's one more match. Okay, looks like it's over. Cheers results not paired yet or not updated. Wow.
Maxi?
Okay, so Ukraine won 5.5 half.
Korobov is nearly 2,800 in Blitz, which is quite impressive. Like for someone who's maybe lesser known amongst the top grandmasters, is really quite strong.
Yeah, but how many times has he won the Ukrainian championship? So it's not.
Yeah, true.
I feel it's not someone to take for granted. It's very strong.
Mm.
And it's really exciting to watch his games.
Yeah. I've got to go now. I think my grandparents have just arrived, so I have to go and say hello to them.
Thank you for joining us. I think we still have one more game to go. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It might not have been the best commentary in the world, but it's just fun to come on and talk a bit.
Expecting awards coming your way.
No.
It was great. Thank you.
Cheers. Have a nice day.
Yes, same to you. Okay, I wonder if the pairings are already done. They should be very quick. Once the results are in, should be able to give us the pairings for the next round. Let's see. We're waiting for the next one. Round 9 is there. South Africa has submitted its team for round 9. Daniel Barish is playing board 1, Mabusela board 2, this February board 3, Kit Kumala board 4, board 5, Charlie is board 4, Kit board 5, Sonia board 6. Okay, I think we'll get a chance to cover Barish's game, I think. He's the one player we haven't really covered. Okay, whilst we wait. So in the next one, Slovakia is playing Netherlands. More like a dead rubber. Let me check. Let's go to Pool B. Ukraine is now leading. Okay, Azerbaijan is there. Hungary is there. This edges out Kazakhstan, Spain, Slovakia. So looking at the next pairing, Slovakia, Netherlands. Slovakia, Netherlands. Let's go back here. Slovakia. Important match. Yes, you can forward one of your Blitz games, Hobek. What's happening here? So Slovakia, Netherlands has got no chance of making it into the Olympiad, so I don't think. Kazakh and Ukraine. Ukraine wants to win to make sure that it qualifies. It probably already has qualified. Kazakhstan has to fight to get into the top 3. And Kazakh is 4th right now. Let's see who else here. Spain, South Africa. This is going to be fun. Abusela is playing Shirov. I think that's the top game. Might be worth actually looking at this game. Then Norway, Hungary. This is going to be a walkover from Hungary. France, Azerbaijan. A walkover for Azerbaijan. Okay, I'm just going to make a short break, make a cup of tea, and I'm back. I'm going to leave you with the game. Just now I'm coming. We're back. I'm back. Sorry guys, I had left you. I needed a cup of tea. We've got one more round to go. Shirov and Balok played a game together. I think they wrote a book also. They wrote a very good book together a couple of years back. Okay, so we have the games in about 5 minutes. Which you can check it out later. Yes, I'll definitely check it out. I'm glad your play is improving. That's what it's all about. Just to recap, for the next round, South Africa is playing Spain with Daniel Barish on board 1 and Mabusela on board 2, Jesse February on board 3, Charlize Vansay on board 4, Kit Kumalo on board 5, and Sonia Modi on board 6. And just going to feed. I want to check what these ratings are, because they've put that Barish at 21 something, and I don't think that's his actual rating. Let's go Barish. Okay. Juliana FM Daniel Barish. Let's see what his rating is. So his rapid rating is 2183. That's what's displayed on the pairings. And his standard rating is 2306. Looking at what's his name? Mabusela. His rapid rating is 2297, but his standard rating is 2212. So I think they are going with your standard rating on board placement. And board 3 is JC February. Let's see. There's a few Februaries. Some of them are not even people. So let's add her first name, Tuesday, February, and we get her. So her rating is 1824. That's a standard rating, and her rapid is 1839. And she doesn't have a picture there. I wonder what it takes to get your picture with FIDE. Fansile, Charlize. It's quite a lot of fansiles on the FIDE. Fansile, Charlize. Okay, there she is. A 1686 on FIDE. She's not rated on Rapid. I think she's much stronger than that rating. Okay, who's next? Okay, I think we should be live. Yay! Okay, good. So Mabusela Shirov is probably very interesting. Okay, so the game started. D4 by Mabusela. Shirov went D5, and it's a Slav. You have to understand that Shirov's a trainer, was an expert on the Slav, particularly the Slav Shebanenko. That was Shirov and Bologan have the same training. Thank you, MD Asim, for liking the stream. Now, this is a slight refinement in this opening. It's a recent refinement, and I think maybe Mabusela might not have done it properly, but I think he's done it right. That you allow this knight b4 with the tempo, but at the same time it's to the detriment of black's position, because it's just going to get chased away with a better setup or a better position for white. So now queen a5, the question is, do you allow a3? And let's keep in mind, Shirov can sacrifice pieces. Now what white needs to bear in mind is he needs to avoid black from suddenly piling up on the white position. So one of the moves you need to try and prevent is a move like knight e4. I can't say. I wonder what would be the effect of this is very interesting. We're bound to learn something here. Yeah, we're bound to learn something, but how do we do it? Let's do it like this. So, okay, so here, yeah, bishop e5 is very important here, because this is something I just wanted to verify. a3 doesn't work because of knight to a2. Yeah, so in this position, the move a3 doesn't work because after knight a2, it's just destroying this and the knight will come in. Now if you play bishop e5, now bishop e5 makes sense because you pin this knight, and now knight a2 doesn't really work because you are threatening bishop f6. It's going to be very interesting, this position. Oh, he played knight e4. Knight e4 is wrong here. So he went d4. White is just much better here. d4, d5, c4, c6, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, e6, cd5, ed5, queen c2, knight a6, and bishop g5, knight 6, bishop h4, b4, queen d1, well, he's having to think about theory, and he's definitely winning, because I think I'm surprised that Shirov doesn't know this, because I saw this a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago. During lockdown, at some point I saw this idea that this doesn't work here. After bishop f5, sorry. So the idea is that bishop f5, rook c1, queen a5, bishop e5, and this idea knight e4 does not work. It's not sufficient because of bishop takes h8 immediately after. So here, after knight e4, bishop a, this what Bob Sarah did is correct. Yeah, knight a2. I just needed to cross check that. And after knight a2, knight d2. This was like some analysis I saw. And here, actually, Black is already lost. So the point is that he goes knight e c3 like in the game, and you're supposed to check with the pawn, and Mabusela just did the same. It's, I think, the reason why is the reason why he was taking his time is I think he was just trying to remember which one is the best continuation, and he's found it. And here Shirov is supposed to take on c3 and then rook a1. Yeah, this is a terrible position to not know what you're doing, period. But he is in trouble, Shirov. I wonder here. And Shirov is now taking off for his time. So Mabusela has got 4 minutes. Shirov has got 8. And counting down. Yeah, it's not as simple. You definitely have to somehow figure out how to get your king into safety as fast as possible. But it's comforting that Shirov is thinking here. And the move he plays is worse than you were supposed to take on c3. Definitely you were supposed to take on c3. But there's something wrong here. Yeah, this is not Shiro from the 90s. He wouldn't make these kind of mistakes, but Oh, Mabusela just goes rook c2, and this is a terrible move. It loses all the advantage. And actually gives black the advantage. So chess is not easy, man. And the thing is, Mabusela is Shirov is very fast. Yep. It's calculating. And after knight takes c3, rook takes c3, queen takes c3. You're just behind in development. I don't understand this move. Yeah. Yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. Let's check the other balls quickly. Okay, Barish is in trouble here. Kit Kumalo. Kit is in trouble. Okay, here Shirov is definitely better. Okay. Yeah, Jesse February is playing an old friend of mine, Anna Martinez. And Jesse is in trouble here. Same colored bishops, extra pawn for white. Lost. Yeah, this is a bad game for Jesse. Yeah. Also, Sonia is in trouble here. Charlize. And Charlize is also in trouble here. Yeah. First, all of them seem like they are struggling. Mabusela had the better position, but I think he messed it up. Mabusela lost, and rightly so. But he had a good position, and just think he didn't know. Mm. Mm. 7. Yeah, this is lost. Jesse, yeah, Jesse just gave up a game. Enough. Yeah, Sonia is just losing material here. Yeah, the whole team is being. Of course, Spain needs this win, so you can imagine that they are very determined to secure their position. Which one is in which game? Looks like Shalice, after a series of mistakes by her and her opponent, is back in the game. Definitely one of those players who are very practical. Let's see if I can invite. These moves with one push. When your king when there's a knight and a queen close to your king are dangerous. Any weaknesses you create can backfire. think white has gone too far. Mm. 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 Queen b6. It's very difficult to comment on these games. The number of mistakes that they are making is a lot, coupled with the time trouble. It's just who can last and make the last mistake, really, more than anything. Welcome to you.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thanks, Coach.
Yeah. I'm watching the Charlize game. Are you on Discord by any chance?
What do you mean, Coach?
Discord is an app.
No, Coach.
Okay.
What is the app about, Coach?
It just enables me to share screen with you.
Oh, I'm watching it on Twitch.
Okay.
I'm a little bit, might be a few seconds behind, but I can still see the board.
Yeah. Mm. They don't get being attacked. Now, knight d1. Rook e2. Looks like Charlize is winning it.
Who are we playing against, Coach?
Spain.
Oh.
Yes, there is a bet whisper. We're not yet experts in how it works, but there is a. I'm learning. Let me maybe share my. Okay, not that. Let me share my code. Let's start there. That's me on Discord.
White doesn't look bad in this position, Coach.
Yeah, now she's in trouble because she allowed something. That's the problem. From what I've seen, like our players just falter at the end a lot. They're more susceptible to falter. Sonia Modi lost. With Kumalo lost.
What do you think that is, Coach?
Just lacking practical experience. Okay, so let's look at this. So South Africa lost all the games. Mabsela Minos was clearly winning, but he missed. Everyone lost, yeah, absolutely. Everyone lost. I'm just curious how Netherlands won against Slovakia, which is quite impressive. Oh, they're still playing. There's one more game. Could still change the result. Ukraine is still playing, but Kazakhstan was leading 2-1. South Africa lost 6-0, yeah. Okay. So I think with that, South Africa will still finish, I think, at the bottom of the board. I think going forward, there might be need to revise how the selection teams are done. What do you think?
Was this the last round, coach?
Huh?
Was this the last round?
Yeah, this
or
is
last
the
game
last
for
round
South
of
Africa?
this tournament, yeah, for South Africa. Only 3 top teams are selected for the next round.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It was actually just draining, actually, looking at all these games. I'm actually feeling it now. What do you think of the games, though? If you were following on the side.
I didn't watch them. I quite enjoyed them, but I think we could have done much better. In some games, like how you said, some people like just finishing the job. It's not as simple as it seems, but it's the little things that can add up points in the long run.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So a bit more experience definitely helps.
Yes, coach.
Oh, these guys are not playing over the board, so yes, and the format gives them a better chance. Queen exchange with rook would have been the best move. Yeah, I don't think disconnected sent a friend request. Oh, okay. Disconnected, I'm assuming that's you, Bet, right? There you go. Okay, Bet, tell us who we are going to raid. Tell you?
Yes, coach.
Have you guys started playing over the board?
In tournaments, coach? Or what do you mean?
Did you start in tournaments?
No, coach. We're still online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we raid? Okay, I think I know who. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being with us. I think with that, I think I'll get some rest and we'll raid Diana Metza. And I hope you enjoy. She's fun to watch sometimes. We're going to
Thanks, coach.
No, it's a pleasure. Just stay on the line to you.
Okay, coach.
Cool.